All right, Smarticles, we are back and we are recording another video for your realistic budget based on research. So this budget is going to get a little bit more complicated because you're actually going to be changing some out. I want to go ahead and highlight where it says housing. And I'm going to highlight where it says food. These are going to be the two research items, the only two items that you actually research. So the first thing that we need to do is we are going to put in our estimated annual income, our net income, and our monthly net income. And we already have that because in the last video, I showed you how to do all of these numbers. So you're basically just going to take this, copy it, and you're going to highlight this one, and you're going to paste it because it's all going to stay the same. Once you've done that, we should be ready to start. So the first thing that we're going to do is very similar to what we did in the last video, which is going to be calculating our savings. So notice in this realistic budget, we're going to really strictly go off of the 50-30-20 rule. 50% means that is going to your necessities, 30% goes to your lifestyle, and 20% goes to your savings. So in this case, 20% of our monthly net income needs to be in our savings account. If our monthly net income is $3,222.91, then we should be taking 20% of that. So go ahead and have out your handy dandy calculator and put in your monthly net income at this time. Remember, yours is going to differ from mine because we all have different occupations. So you want to make sure your numbers are adding up correctly. You're going to multiply this by 0.20 because that is going to represent 20%. This now gives us a number. For my scenario, that means that $644.58 should be in my savings account. This is going to differ from your original savings account in your first budget. That's why this is budget number 2. Okay? So if you're wondering what I'm referencing when I say budget number 2, that is your realistic budget, the one that we're working on right now. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and you can delete where it says 20% because we know that we're doing 20%. And I want you to type in that new number that you just got in your calculator. All right, so my new number was $644.58. So now I am going to put in my budgeted amounts. Now that I have my savings, I'm going to put in my budgeted amounts. Your budgeted amounts are going to be coming from budget number 1. Everything that was in amount spent, you're going to put under budget number 1, the budgeted amount, okay? Notice that in your expense column, you still have miscellaneous. So if you added something to your expenses, like me, then you're going to just erase where it says miscellaneous and you're going to put in those new expenses. So I'm going to go ahead and put in champ and beauty because those were my miscellaneous items. Now they have a label in my realistic budget. So I'm going to give you a moment to fill out this chart by using everything that you had in this column on budget number 1. So the first thing I'm going to fill in, I chose a $1,500 house, so I'm going to go ahead and put in $1,500 here. For transportation, I budgeted $400. I'm going to put $400 in here. For food, I budgeted $250. I'm going to put $250 in here. For utilities, I budgeted $200 because I had an average size house, so that stays the same at $200. All of these should be the same as what you had above. Go ahead and pause this video and make sure you get this filled in. Now that I have filled out this column, budgeted amount, with all of the amounts that were in amount spent besides my savings, because we noticed that we bumped that up to 20%, what we're now going to do is figure out our realistic amounts. Notice that I highlighted housing and food because those are two that are going to change, okay? So let's go through the process of actually finding your house. So in Google Classroom, underneath your actual document under My Monthly Plan, I added in two links for you. One is to Zillow.com and the other one is to Walmart.com. You're going to click on Zillow.com. So on Zillow.com, this is where when I asked you, where do you potentially want to live? So this is going to be in the United States only. So you are going to choose a location.